Hi, this is Carlos Samaniego with Tax Tech Consultants, coming to you with another video talking about how stressful and hard it is to deal with the IRS and to deal with IRS tax problems. I know that it can feel incredibly daunting, stressful, create so much anxiety in your life when you're dealing with IRS problems. But I can promise you one thing. The hardest part about getting started is picking up the phone or talking to somebody that you need help with your problems. And I wanted to share to you today with some personal stories that might help you put this into perspective. I was thinking about back when I was in the Army. As many of you guys may know, I was in the Army back in the late 80s. And I remember going through boot camp in the Army. And as a 18, 17-year-old kid, it was one of the most challenging things I've ever done. And for you veterans out there that have been through any type of boot camp, how intense and stressful that situation is. You got early mornings, intensive training. You're being yelled at, the mental demands that they're putting on you as they're training you to become a sailor, a Marine, a soldier. You literally think that this is never going to end. But guess what? It will actually end. And then when you finish it, the sense of accomplishment from finishing it, you start to think to yourself, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. It was much easier because you're reflecting back on that moment. Wow, how much I've grown. It wasn't that bad because now you've gone through that entire process, and as stressful and anxiety filled it was going through that challenge. When it was finally done, you start thinking to yourself, oh, this wasn't all that bad. It's something I can get through. Let me share another story. My son, as I mention all the time, that he went to the United States Naval Academy. If you go to any of the academies, you go through what's called plebe summer at the Naval Academy. It's their form of boot camp. And it's one of the things that they're doing is they're training them how to be a sailor. They're training them how to follow, because eventually they're going to be training them how to lead. And the incoming plebes, as they're called, or freshmen, they go through one challenge after another. There's certain ways they got to eat. There's certain ways they got to train. It's just one challenge after another. And I remember getting emails from my son talking about how challenging it was, how he wanted to quit, but he wasn't going to quit. He wanted to quit, but he wasn't going to quit. So, but once he finished, I remember when he graduated, he said, this was the best thing I've ever done in my life. And the last thing I wanted to talk about is something that happened last night. I'm a volleyball dad. My daughter has been playing volleyball since elementary school and now into high school. And this is the beginning of her senior year. And last night, we actually went to our final summer volleyball season for high school. But as a senior, last night this morning, she was really reflective about, I remember my first summer volleyball season, how scared I was, how I couldn't sleep, how she was almost even nauseous about getting ready to go play her first summer volleyball season. The amount of stress. And I remember that because she didn't sleep all night. That meant I didn't sleep all night. My wife didn't sleep because just so much anxiety and the stress involved. And again, it's volleyball, right? But for a child going and dealing with volleyball and playing with juniors and seniors and sophomores as a freshman, that's a stressful thing. And now to see her journey from 4 years ago as a freshman to now, not only last night did they compete in their final summer volleyball season for high school, they actually took home the championship. Wow. Now, I know you're probably thinking, how does all this relate to me, Carlos? Now, dealing with the IRS, you can have the same experiences that I had in the Army, that my son had at the Naval Academy, and Bella had at volleyball, right? It's overwhelming. It's stressful dealing with the problems, right? But remember, the hardest part is just starting. Just start. Once you take that first step, you realize it's not as bad as you thought. When you pick up the phone and say, Carlos, I've got some problems with the IRS. Let me share with you those problems, how I can help you. And you're going to think, wow, it wasn't as bad as I thought. He didn't judge me because of my IRS problems. I know, I've been there, right? But then I'm literally just going to give you a guideline. I want to hear what the problem is. Let's see what we can do to help you. I ain't selling you nothing. I tell everybody, when you call me, I'm not selling you a thing. My job is to hear what are the challenges that you're going through, and let me see if I can help you. And if I can, I'll explain to you the 3 steps that I help everybody, no matter what. It's 3 simple steps to fix your problems. I'm going to walk you through those 3 steps and then say, now the next step is yours, whether you want to handle it yourself or you want to hire somebody to take care of it for you. But the hardest part is picking up the phone and saying, Carlos, I need help, or clicking the link, call tax EA, and booking your own appointment to say, you know what? Today's the day I'm going to deal with it. I'm going to fix my problems. If you're ready to do that, I just want to say thank you for watching this video. If you have questions or need assistance, feel free to contact me. Again, my phone number, I'm going to put it right here on the screen, 909-570-1103. That is my phone number. We answer the phone call 24 hours a day. I don't answer it, but my people at the office will pick up the phone. They're just going to take a message. What's your name? What kind of assistance are you looking for? That's all they're going to do. They're not selling you nothing. Feel free to call that. But if you're computer savvy, like to just do it online, just go to my calendar, call tax EA. If you go to that calendar, you can just book an appointment. Book an appointment and we're talking. So with that, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you next time around. Talk to you later. Bye-bye for now.